Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. A great big shout out to my channel members for supporting my channel. Thank you. All right, so this is the next edition of Hobonichi Weeks Wednesday, where we're working in my Hobonichi Weeks One Piece English edition. I do have other Hobonichi projects. Maybe one day one of these Wednesday videos will be about those, but nope, not this week. So I'll be working on the weekly spread. I am focusing in May on One Piece, the anime out of Japan. I am quite a big fan. Now, in one of these videos, I mentioned I'm not full-on obsessed. And then Doodle Robot was like, really? No, I promise. I'm not as obsessed as I am with my other hobbies. For now. And I say that because I only have a few stickers, and I have this, and I have that coloring book, and okay, I have that other journal, and yeah, it's just those things. So yeah, it's not at the point where it's like my Harry Potter obsession, or when I was younger, I had a ballerina obsession where everything that I was given or everything I bought was that. No. But I can see how it can turn into that. I really can. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to be setting up the week. On Friday, I actually started setting up the week here. And all of these mean something to me. The characters that I'm introducing is Usopp and Sanji. And then when I do the setup next week, there's 2 more characters that will finish out the month. Again, these are characters that I have met up and through the amount of episodes that I have seen, although I am aware of the other characters, and then that will give me some room down here to add some additional things. So let me put the stickers down and highlight some things, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I've already set it up, and sometimes I'll show you the whole process, and sometimes I won't, just because it is quite similar from week to week. I think I show that some weeks it's very colorful, some weeks it's not. I do play around with the layout and the format depending on what it is that I want or that I need. I do want to showcase these characters. They are taking a bit of real estate, but in previous weeks, I do also, or I can get a lot of other things on the page, but I really want to do some writing about these characters, and I'll show you how I did it last week. But there's also things I like to include on my weekly spread that it makes me happy. The only functional part is this listing here. Everything else is irrelevant, but it makes me happy, and so I continue to do it. And so here I'll put a doodle and a quote, and the doodle and the quote will definitely be One Piece related. Later on tonight, I will pull a tarot card just to give me some idea of what to think about just for this work week. I've got a section for thoughts and the word of the week. I do get that in my email box at work. I get word of the day from Merriam-Webster, and so I just go through the list and see which one speaks to me. I do have a bit of a mood tracker, and that I just use the stencil that I got from my friend Christy Marie Designs. I will be working overtime one of or both of these days, and so I'll just list what it is that I worked on, some notes to think about for next week. This is going to be what's been offered in the cafeteria for lunch and breakfast, and then what I actually eat. This is the daily tarot card pull, and then this is just tasks that I've completed for that day. If for any reason I run out of space, then either I will just go to the next day, or I'll just write small, or I just put a postie. Now, this isn't something that I need. When I first started my Hobonichi Weeks, I actually needed to submit a weekly report of everything that I completed that week because I was working from home partial days. So this really is just for me. But I have to say, I do love looking back at my weeks to see how productive I am, even when I feel like I'm not getting a lot done. So there are just some days that I'm working on one big project, and there's some days I can get a lot of little projects done. And just being able to see that just continues to motivate me to continue to track this, if just for my own personal reasons. I do want to recommend 3 anime for you this week, and I definitely lean towards more of the action-y anime. So the first one I'm going to recommend to you is Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's definitely action. It's actually a little bit gory. I watched it on Funimation. I don't know that it's available on Netflix or Hulu. I will research that and let you know in the description box where it is available. There's only 1 season out right now, and it's interesting. I like the characters. Again, there's some gore, there's some monster horror aspects, but it's also very funny, and I like the characters. So I definitely would recommend Jujutsu Kaisen. Another one that I finished the entire series, and I think it was like 25 episodes, was the Ouran High School Club. And that one caught me by surprise because it's sweet, but it's funny, and it's an all-inclusive season. Could they expand more upon it? They could, but I think it's enough of a storyline that it can be standalone, and that one is definitely available on Netflix, and it is dubbed. Actually, all of these are dubbed. And then another series that it is done, although I feel like the final quarter of it felt heavier than the rest of the series, but also a little bit rushed. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's Hunter x Hunter. Again, very action oriented, very character oriented, and there's a little bit of gore. There's lighter parts of it and darker parts of it. I think it's like 300 plus episodes, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I do like the characters. So those are the 3 anime that I definitely would recommend to you. And again, in the description box, I'll list these as well as the platforms that you can find them streamed on. And then for last week, again, I really liked doing a little bit of research. Like, for instance, I didn't know her name was Akemi Okamura. In the anime, she is Nami. So I'm sure they mention this, especially when they're doing her story arc. But when I was looking up online, I'm like, oh, okay, I just thought her name was Nami. So Monkey D. Luffy, he is the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. Roro Nowa Zoro. That's a lot of vowels and consonants. He is the first crewmate to join. She a very close second to join, and they are the senior officers. And I just like writing a little bit about that. The doodle here was from the Roger Parrots. So they're pirate flag, and I know there's a name for it, and I didn't write it down, but the insignia on the pirate flag, like for the Straw Hats, it's this, that shows your colors, so that when you're on the seas and they see that, whether it's your flag or your armada of these flags, they know which pirate ship they're dealing with. And Goldie Roger is the original pirate king, and he wants to be the pirate king now. So yeah, I've really been enjoying researching the One Piece thing. The quote of the week again is from One Piece, and it says, "I don't want to conquer anything. I just think the guy with the most freedom in the entire ocean is the pirate king." And that's why he wants to be a pirate. It isn't about pillaging and plundering. It's really about just getting to know people, making friends, traveling the seas to eventually find the One Piece Goldie Roger's treasure. And I love that aspect, because friendship really plays a really strong role in the whole arc of this story. In fact, in a lot of anime, the friends that you make and the family that you become really is prevalent, especially in a lot of the action anime that I tend to prefer. Well, that was this week. That week I only worked 2 days in the office. Oh, I had stir-fry ramen. So we're going to finish the video like we always do with those 2 days worth of food that I did a video on. And it is Sunday, Mother's Day. I don't know that I will be working any overtime. I might do that later on tonight, or I might color. I'm not 100% sure. So that one might actually be left blank. But otherwise, that is my setup for this upcoming week. This is my setup for this past week, and I will end the video with those 2 days worth of lunches. I'd love to know what you guys think. Definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. All right, guys, well, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha. Hey guys, lunch for today, Thursday, May 11th, is microwavable rice, some tuna salad from last night, some pickles, and some furikake for the rice, having that with water. Breakfast, I had a salami sandwich and water, and I had coffee midday. That's lunch for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, lunch for today, Friday, May 12th, is a kimchi bowl, but I didn't use the seasoning, at least not yet. I'm gonna taste for seasoning. I only put enough water to just cook the noodles, and then I've got a hamburger and mushroom pepper stir fry from home that I heated up separately and then put it on top. I'll mix it together and then I'll test for seasoning. If anything, I have some soy sauce to add if it needs a little bit of salt. Breakfast, I had a salami sandwich, water throughout, coffee midday. That's it for this week. Hope you have or had a great weekend.